Well, like all of us, I'm sure you have a job, but maybe you're not in it anymore. Some 10 plus tabs are open in your head all the time, but your soul, it's buffering. You're experiencing these low level of energies all the time. You're sad most of the time at work. And while all of this is happening, you must wonder, what is going on? Well, let me tell you, there's a word for it as well. It's called quiet cracking, and that's exactly what we are discussing in today's POV with Pallavi. This is your host, Pallavi, on 94.3 Radio 1, and this show is all about bringing these culturally diverse topics that affects you and me and the society at large. Now, let's dig in. You know, just when I thought that the internet had run out of quiet things like quiet quitting, quiet thriving, and quiet luxury, some of it that I have covered in the show as well, there's a new term that comes in place, which is called quiet cracking. And I paused. I was like, cracking what? Like my sanity or me doom scrolling other people's soft stories all the time? But apparently this word is quite trending. It's all over the internet for a reason. Now, while you and I are not being able to make sense of it, but it's the career crisis that hits everybody, but nobody's talking about. And all of us feel it by midweek. And I'm sure you're interested to know what it is about. So let me break that down for you. Well, number one is quiet cracking is all about your mental and emotional withdrawal, not because you want to, but because circumstances have just pushed you towards it. Second is you're showing up daily to work, right? But it's still not working out. Again, it's not because you intend to, but because staying too engaged in your work has started to cost you too much. And you're like, it doesn't make any more sense. Maybe appraisals could be one of the reasons, or your constant banter with your manager could demotivate you for work, but that's for you to decide. And the third is, this is a bit of a Gen Z territory where trends like fake busy work and task masking have blown up all over the internet. People pretend to be busy, but they're actually not. But it's coming from the younger generation who feel too pressurized and overwhelmed by micromanagement. If you ask me, when does quiet cracking starts to creep in? It's when you are constantly arguing with your manager who does not approve of your creative ideas, your plans, whatsoever. The feedback starts to disappear. The trust in you starts to erode as well. There's constantly lack of support in your workplace, but you feel like people are just watching you and not really being there for you. If you are someone who's going through this thing, can I just tell you that you're not the one? In fact, I also feel that I'm one of you sometimes. And if I can share that weight of quiet cracking with you, let me just make you listen to what the people in my office have to say on the same.
Okay, so I didn't know about this term, but I got to know about it, and I could relate to many days of me coming to office and feeling like I just have to finish my task for the day. But it's really important to have a larger purpose in what you're doing, and also realize that regular breaks are something that you really need to take from time to time to just sort of recalibrate and understand your purpose of you at your workplace. And doing that, spending time with your loved ones, doing things that make you happy, and looking at your life beyond your work is something that we all need to sort of do. And yeah, I think that could be one way to sort of counter quiet cracking.
So about quiet cracking, I feel like you should just take a break, go away for 3 months like I did, and come back with a fresh set of mind because it actually helps. I went on a trek, so trekking obviously helps. Go for that and do it.
Yeah, so what I feel about this is that there's a reason why our generation is also leaving jobs very quickly, immediately after joining jobs. And one of the reasons is this, that they're not feeling appreciated enough. They do not see a future in the workplace. So yeah, I think that if a person stops putting interest or work in something, after a point of time, it's quite fair if they are not receiving something in return for it. So yeah, I think it's fair. I think that it's an okay trend. I mean, it's obviously worrying, but I think the reasons why a person does it is fine. So yeah, if employers complain about Gen Z not showing up to work and leaving work very quickly, they also need to self-retrospect and see what they are doing wrong.
You know what's wild? That we are all doing it. Hyper-functioning, hyper-aware, quietly cracking under the pressures of expectations, perfection, and to make it look all seem fine. But can I just tell you, if you're going through it, you're not the one who's doing it alone. And I would love for you to remind yourself that quiet cracking is a response to a broken working environment and not a broken work ethic. So it's not a you problem. Maybe you can work it out, make amends at work, talk it out with your managers and your teammates, have some makeovers at work, because I think it's your life. It's all in your goddamn hands and you can make it work if if you intend to. So maybe just start today. And well, with that is my time on today's POV with Pallavi. I would love for you to give us a thumbs up. Comment down your thoughts before, because we would love to open a conversation here on 94.3 Radio 1. That's the intent, which is why I started this property in the first place. It's called POV with Pallavi. Signing off for now.
One world, your station.